Cool.
and just go back and forth. That way, we're not stepping on each other. And at the same time, like I said, calling off a monitor is not the easiest thing in the world because you're at the mercy of whatever picture they show. The
Sure.
other thing is sometimes the direction, and it has nothing to do with them.
Yeah.
The, sometimes the switching is done on site. So sometimes you'll be calling the action, and literally the action will disappear.
I see what you're saying.
So you could see a guy spring forward, they'll switch cameras and show the goalkeeper that just made the save.
Oh, I get you.
So
Gotcha.
just
Get ready for it. That is a really good bit because that's something I would have probably been surprised by. Like, wait a second, I can't just look over. It'll be something.
the best is when you're calling a game that pictures disappear.
And your mic's still on.
That happens.
You're guessing. Two teams hoping to claw their way back up the standings. Battle at Taft Stadium on a warm summer evening in Oklahoma City, with the OKC Energy FC at 3-10-1 facing the RGV Toros at 1-5-7. Both teams have 10 points. Good evening, USL fans. I'm Ryan Pierce. With me is a familiar voice, Bruce Silverman. Bruce, today we have two teams that have played solid soccer, and it's finally paying off for one of them in OKC.
Yeah, the home club looking to pick up a lot more where they left off a week ago. The goals came, the win came. OKC on paper, a very, very strong team. It hasn't translated in the results. Tonight might be the matchup that they have been looking for and that they have needed for quite some time.
Yeah, what a huge save for Matt Van Oekel. You're about to see it right here. That really preserved that 2-1 victory.
Van Oekel is one of the best goalkeepers at this level that you will find any place. Spent a year ago with Real Salt Lake of MLS. He is a guy at this level that has been doing it for so long. He is the anchor on that back line. And the newcomer to OKC is Drew Becky, a very, very solid player on the pitch and off the pitch. What Drew Becky really brings to OKC is leadership. He will be a vocal voice in the locker room. He can make a difference in making sure that the chemistry of this club continues to grow.
Having a look at the standings, both these teams are towards the bottom, tied with 10 points each, but a win can really propel them up in the Western Conference standings.
Yeah, both 10 points, and they're at the bottom looking up. You see St. Louis right there. That would be the target mark, but they are both 10 points away.
We are going to have a good one. RGV versus OKC. It's going to be a fun one when we come back.
Find your Mercy primary care doctor at mercy.net/energy.
Success is achieved through hard work, and many business owners work tirelessly for years to realize the dream of franchising their. FFB partners with companies of all sizes every day and offers an extensive variety of treasury services. FFB will outline a plan just for you, help you streamline cash flow, and monitor your business transactions. Because we know you've got better things to do, like grow your business. FFB. We go where you go.
I'd always wanted to get braces, always considered it, thought about it. You know, how long is this gonna take? Am I too old to do this? What am I gonna look like with braces on? With payment options and everything else, nothing's hindering me now, I just need to go ahead and do it. The staff, for one, is awesome. The doctor's great. I know I had friends growing up saying, oh, it hurts. I didn't have that experience. I can't wait to see my teeth without being masked by wires, right? Hindsight, I would have done it again 100 times over.
Ryan Pierce, Bruce Silverman. Should be a fun one tonight. Two teams battling to move up in the standings. Let's have a look at the starting lineups for both these teams. First, for Rio Grande Valley and their team that's looking to get some goals going.
Yeah, they need to score a goal. They haven't scored very much this season, and despite the lack of output, they do have 2 points in their last 5 games. It's got to come from that middle forward. They have got to put pressure on Van Oekel.
Yeah, and on the other side, Energy FC coming off a very good offensive performance against T2. They scored 2 goals in a match for the first time this season.
Yeah, they have firepower. I mean, they can definitely move forward. Jose Barril and Sea, and man, everything can work. But because of injury and because of some guys that are not on the pitch this evening, including Mr. Valesky, a little bit of a mix of lineups. Justin Chavez, who has been playing in the middle, is now on the left side. So it is going to be interesting to see what this makeshift lineup can do for the home squad.
Both these teams have struggled to score goals this season. How valuable is that first half going to be in getting that first goal?
Well, both teams are going to look to build confidence and to take their chances on the opposing keepers. I think whichever team breaks through first probably has the optimum result in their grasp. It will then become a matter of playing the defense. Despite the lack of goal scoring by RGV, their goal differential is almost -4. So despite not scoring a lot, they don't give up a lot. So what that tells you is the defense is solid, the goalkeeping is solid, and at the end of the day, that's what you want.
Energy FC and RGV, we're underway. Energy FC in the whites, RGV in the orange. Two teams looking to get off to a quick start. Both teams towards the bottom of the Western Conference standings, but again, 3 points can mean a lot for both of these squads, both with 10 points on the year and tied. RGV looking to push early as they work the near touchline. Jesus Enriquez now will reset in the backfield. OKC Energy, they're known for really putting a lot of pressure and playing up on the defensive side.
Steve Cook wants this team to press forward, to be aggressive, put their foot on the gas, and play that way for 90 minutes. That gave them a result a week ago. The last few games have been a lot more impressive for this squad. Highland is one of those guys that's really going to have you see Steve Cook right there. Highland is one of those guys that has to bring the ball up the pitch and really try to feed Dixon to Sea. And Justin Chavez is going to have to do the same thing on the other side with Brown.
Yeah, we talked to Coach Cook earlier this week, and he had such high praise for his team in their win against T2, scoring within the first 8 minutes of that match. As you can see, both teams playing aggressive to start.
Yeah, nice one-touch passes, and this can be the recipe for OKC, controlling the ball.
Quick shot towards the box, misplayed by Energy FC. They had a shot there. Nice crossing pass.
Alex Dixon is going to have nightmares this evening. Great ball movement and this whip in, and Dixon was right there. I think he got a little concerned that he was going to collide with Corti, and he pulled back for a minute. Could have broken through in the second minute.
Alex Dixon, 2 goals in the team's last 4 matches. He's such a good goal scorer, so fast, and a great pass from Jose Burrell to set him up there. We'll see if that comes into play again. A good opportunity there for Energy FC. Maybe they build off of that over these coming minutes.
During the season, the best that OKC has played is when they've played station to station, controlled the ball. Those one-touch passes that go vertical work so effectively for them.
Just 3 minutes into this match, and as you mentioned, Bruce, a lot of back and forth action.
Good ball movement by RGV. Flag went up. None of the players were paying attention to that, but they got the breaks. They had the opening. They exploited something that the Oklahoma City defense was giving them. And you see right there, well offside. But if Oklahoma City is going to give them that type of spacing, they can exploit it.
RGV only 1 goal in their past 5 matches. That's such a key point. And last week, a week ago against T2. They had some opportunities early, a couple missed headers, a couple good looks in the box, and just couldn't complete. And that's one thing that when we talk to their coaching staff, they say, hey, we've had some shots this year. We've had some shots in the past few games. Here's a chance for Energy FC, and the play is blown dead.
Yeah, and that's going to be a penalty right there, and Ontiveros can't argue with that. He probably saved a goal. That would have been a one-on-one situation. Again, great ball movement by Energy. They just came up. Man, that's a bad, it's a good foul and it's a bad break for OKC. And for
Jaime Sia was the man up front. He had a goal a couple days ago in T2, and if he gets that one, he's got a good shot at the net.
Absolutely, and that is a good foul. It has to be a yellow card, but you start thinking about it, very easily could have been a red because of the breakaway.
Well, maybe this early in the match, the officials are giving Ontiveros a little bit of a break there, possibly.
Absolutely. But this is a deadly place, and you see the foul again. And it's cynical. It saves a goal, but it is cynical.
Maybe a little bit of gamesmanship there, possibly, but you have to do it, as you're saying, Bruce. As Jonathan Brown now will get this free kick. A wall of defenders in front of him. To his right is Philip Rasmussen, and then you got the goal scorers off to his left.
He's got options. He's got a lot of options. He can go right at it if he wants to. He can kick it out wide if he wants to. If he feels he can get up and over the wall with those 10 yards in front of him, that's the play. What you don't see very often is instead of going at it, going into the wall, just push it out to the right where there's no one covering your teammate and let him take a rip to the far post. See what Brown decides to do with this opportunity.
It was a Brown corner kick that led to an early goal against T2 last week. He's going for it, and a bit high.
What's difficult is he doesn't have a lot of real estate to work with, so to go up and over the wall is one thing. You can get it over the wall. It's getting it to come back down, which is the difficulty.
You're right there, Bruce. He had the bend to it, just a bit too high. Brown looking for that first goal this year, such a good striker. Now goal kick coming up here for RGV. We've seen a lot of pace. Two teams that don't score a lot. They struggled offensively this year, but they play with great pace, great precision too. A good passing group. Just a matter of finishing some big points.
And credit to Ontiveros for that yellow card, because otherwise it's a 1-0 game.
That is a point to remember as we go forward. The heads-up play by Ontiveros as that one goes out of play.
Thing to think about for Omar Ontiveros is how aggressive he can be the rest of the way, because if he goes ahead and he picks up another card, it is definitely advantage OKC.
Energy FC and Harvest Bank have teamed to add a new element to home matches. The first ball that leaves the field of play and makes it into the stands is for that person to keep. Very cool from Harvest Bank. Corner kick for RGV, the first for either team today, as that one is knocked back out. Both teams saying it was off the other team.
They'll do it again. That one was driven low. Not much that either team could do. And OKC was able to clear it, but we've got a Energy player down and slow to get up.
Yeah, Energy this season, and again, talking about some missed opportunities, really for both teams, but the Energy stand out here. 81-52 in terms of corner kicks. They've been there. They put themselves in good positions. They just haven't capitalized.
Brown was the man who was slow to get up. Matthias Valdriver will try it again.
As Energy FC is loading the box by the goal. And here's a replay of that. Yeah, looks like he may have landed awkwardly.
I think he might have been taking a knock too.
Nice pass towards the box and booted right back out by Energy FC.
Not sure why Valdriver wanted to drive it again rather than trying to get it up in the air. You see that battle right there. Enrique's battling with McLaws.
The ball goes towards the box in a nice defensive play there by Energy FC as RGV had a player behind the goalkeeper.
Just 3 yards off the line. That was a dangerous play. OKC's defense, that back line doing well to keep it a 0-0 game.
Another corner kick. It's Zaldivar sending it towards that right post. Dangerous ball and pulled down by Van Oekel. Big play for the goalkeeper.
Yeah, Matt, probably a little bit more dramatic than it needed to be, but nonetheless, good save for him. He'll send everybody forward, and you see, actually would have been an own goal.
That one may have gone off. Yeah, you're right. One of the Energy FC players, and comparable to the save we saw at the top of the broadcast. Van Oekel made last week to preserve a 2-1 lead against T2.
Corti with a good leg to clear it out.
Corti known for that. Such a advantage for a team when you have a goalie with a leg like that. Again, a ball towards the box, and a foul is called. It is near the penalty area. Another yellow card. This time it is on Energy FC, the second one we've seen, as that one is on the guy we highlighted at the top, Drew Becky.
Yeah, Becky, I don't even think he was really trying to foul. We'll see it in the replay. I think he was just in the space. But you see, this was a great opportunity, but Delgado was trying to pick up his own loose ball, collides with Justin Chavez, and then you see Becky right there picking up the foul.
Another great opportunity for RGV. This time a kick for them just outside the box from the right side. We saw Energy FC have a similar chance, and Jonathan Brown decided to go for the goal. We'll see what RGV does here.
Yeah, RGV is going to show the left foot and the right foot. Looks like it's going to be Ontiveros.
He kicks it right towards the wall. Rebound, RGV striking for it. Again, this one will roll out towards the corner, not the corner kick though.
So they'll stay on the attack right now.
Nice throw in, play defensively by Energy FC. It'll roll out as Zaldivar was next to it, and now he's going to get another corner kick. This is already number 3 for RGV, as Zaldivar will strike it.
Yeah, he's driven the last 2. He needs to lift it up and give his team an opportunity to head it towards Van Oekel.
That's exactly what he does. Towards the right post, it's knocked out. Batted around a couple of times, and now coming away with it is Enriquez, still in the box. And Energy FC will clear.
Enriquez was really trying to find the right foot and find the angle. OKC did a great job to cut it off. He should have gone backwards to reset it.
RJV's had the ball on their foot as a team, a good majority of this first half so far, almost 12 minutes in.
Yeah, they're doing a good job of pressing forward, controlling it. They'll build from the back.
One big point to make about Energy FC, a large portion of their goals this year have come in the first half. That's when they're at their best, and so far RGV has weathered the storm, so to speak.
Well, they have by keeping the ball on this side of the pitch.
The Energy FC Gold Card is a benefit for season seat members that earns them discounts at several metro area locations like Trey Parker Solutions. Mamaritas and Buffalo Wild Wings on Northwest Expressway. To learn more, visit energyfc.com/gold.
More opportunities by RGV. A lot of white kits in front of those shots, but if they can be a little bit more patient and find the slot, they're going to have a clean shot on Van Oekel.
Is this the strategy right now for Coach Cook, is to play more defensive and bring guys back and let RGV try to push, or is this just the play of RGV?
No, this is the play of RGV trying to run it down Energy's throat. Steve Cook wants them to get that ball and move it forward. He watched, remember when we were seeing that breakaway that led to that first penalty in the 5th minute when Ontiveros couldn't do anything but cut down? That's what this man wants to see. He wants his team to put their foot on the gas and go forward.
Coach Cook coached at several levels with Colorado Rapids in the MLS before joining OKC Energy. Such a great background in soccer, such a well-respected name. He's really trying to turn this OKC Energy team around. They've been close so often this year. It seems like they've made their biggest strides over the past couple of days.
Great counterattack by RGV to get the ball all the way down the pitch. This is what they need to do. This is a team that has not scored a lot of goals. They haven't had a lot of success on the season, but putting pressure on OKC on the road is exactly what they want to do.
They've earned an early goal. Let's see if it comes through here. Corner kick number 4. This one's short. Picked up by Enriquez. Enriquez towards the box. Shot towards the goal, and it's good. RGV breaks through.
That's exactly what they need to do. That is exactly the way they want to move the ball. They take it down the wing, center it up, and they get the early lead in the 15th minute.
Omar Ontiveros, goal number 2 this year for him. He's been in the middle of all the action so far today. He comes through with a big early score for RGV. Only their 2nd goal in their past 6 matches.
But to strike early in that kind of position and to get the scoring from a member of your back line, to get a center back to have a goal in that position, that is what propels you to points in a match.
So let's see if Energy FC can counter. They had such that high entering this match, coming off a big win against T2, and now the energy has been sucked out of the stadium.
Literally and figuratively?
I think both, yes.
Well done. Pun intended, as they would say. Yeah, Oklahoma City, they need to control the pace of play. They haven't controlled it since that penalty right in front of the 18.
McLaw's throwing in just 15 minutes into this match. Already a ton of action as that one is sent towards the box. Coming up and picking it up is the goalkeeper, Corty.
Not sure why Jonathan Brown let that ball go through. It was intended for him, and he kind of just ducked out of the way. For OKC, they have to control the ball, go station to station, as I talked about earlier. And when they're in the final third, they have to control it. You can't let a pass go through to Corti. That's just something that is just going to shut down opportunities.
Ball on Dixon's foot, now batted around. As again, RGV coming up with that 50-50 play. They lead 1-0 after a quick goal from Omar Ontiveros. 2 teams, 3 points could mean a lot for both of them. Tied towards the bottom of the Western Conference standings with 10 points apiece. Both teams have played better. It's a matter of breaking through, and right now RGV leads 1-0.
Yeah, RGV has shown a lot early in this match. They wanted to take Energy out of their game plan, and so far, their game plan, the better of the 2.
4 corner kicks, 1 goal, and the ball has been on their side at least, I would say, 66 to 70% of the time.
And when you're controlling the ball and you're controlling the pace of play, it ends up frustrating the opposer. So the long throw is kept in play. Good job by OKC to be patient and get back in control of the ball.
You can see a little more urgency from OKC as McLaw's trying to head that one forward. A Mercy physician can keep you at the top of your game. Find your doctor at mercy.net/topgame. At Mercy, your life is our work. And Rasmussen trying to set up a good play here for Energy FC.
And he goes and he switches sides. Oklahoma City just needs to control the ball. Even if they just pass it around the back line right now, they just need to slow the game down a little bit. They need to control the pace of play. They need to control the ball, and that's not the way they're going to accomplish that goal.
Spacing seems to be a little bit better here. McLaw's down the sideline, sends it towards the box. Headed back, and the goalkeeper, Cordy, picks it up. Dangerous play there, misheader from RGV, almost resulted in an own goal.
Just a little bit too far for Jaime Sea. Otherwise, you see he goes to pick it up, Corti cut off the angle.
Ontiveros was the one there who headed it back. Sia thought about making a push for it as play is stopped.
Yeah, OKC just, they need to slow things down. And I know that Steve Cook wants them to move forward and wants them to really put their foot on the gas. But right now, down a goal, they just need to get into a rhythm. And so far, RGV has done a great job. Torres has done a great job of really controlling the pace and knocking them off their rhythm. They need to control their own rhythm right now.
How do you find that balance as Energy FC breaks past the first line? Now they have something cooking here. Middle of the field with Sia. Kick towards Dixon on the near side as he keeps it in. Good effort from Energy FC.
Well, you started asking me how they do it. That's how they do it.
Right there.
Going station to station. Those one-touch passes in the middle are so very, very effective.
Energy FC known for playing with energy, pushing right now. I agree there, Bruce. You got to find that medium ground between wanting to play aggressive but controlling your tempo, controlling your pace. There they did it.
They've shown moments where they really are on top of their game, but credit to RGV for clogging up the passing lanes, either shutting them down or in most cases today, it's been stealing it.
They're a good defensive team. RGV, especially over the past couple of weeks, even though they struggled to score, they still resulted in 2 ties because they kept the other team off the board, clean sheets. But
that's a credit for defense. And
shot towards the box. Here's a shot for the Energy FC with the goalkeeper out, and they score for the second straight match. It is Jaime Sia with the open look, and he capitalizes. 1-1.
Patience, 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 and that's exactly what OKC had right now. Staying with the ball, Corti came out, he lost the angle, lost his footing, and Sia makes him pay 1-1 in the 21st minute.
Burrell set him up, and then you got to credit Jonathan Brown, who was right in the middle of it, to keep it away from Corti and keep that play alive.
That's exactly what they need to do. The Toros are a very good defensive team. You aren't at the bottom of the table with a -4 goal differential if you are not a good defensive team. That was a situation where Energy kept up their energy, put the pressure on, and kept searching for the loose ball. And as soon as they could get it over to Jaime, Jaime made them pay.
How about this, Bruce? 2 teams that have struggled to score in the bottom third in the league in goals this year. We've already got a 1-1 score 21 minutes in.
Now what's interesting is the way that both of these teams respond. Does RGV park the bus, or do they keep going forward as they have? And does OKC feel a little bit of a lift and think, hey, we just scored, we answered 6 minutes after we were scored upon? Have we figured out how to pour more on the Toros?
They had a chance to score earlier when Sia broke away from the defense, and then there was the yellow card called that prevented the scoring opportunity. That time he got free and was able to score. So maybe it involves one of their better goal scorers, and Sia getting that open look, getting that open field, and pushing it to him.
Yeah, and Cook has to feel mixed feelings about the way the first 23 minutes have gone. Defensively, they have allowed the Toros to march down the field, but a lot of grit in that last goal, staying on it, keeping that ball loose, drawing Nico Corti out of his office to be able to capitalize on the loose ball.
1-1 score, 2 teams tied with 10 points in the standings. If either squad can pick up 3 today, it'd be huge with the Western Conference, the bottom half of the standings, so jumbled up. Here's RGV, their best chance to score in the past 10 minutes. Ball shot to the box and played up in the air off the foot of Philip Rasmussen for Energy FC. Now chasing it down is Highland as he tries to keep it in play and does clear it.
Yeah, Highland is a very smart player.
Sia playing with confidence, up to Dixon, who's got a lot of speed. Dixon knocked down by Corti.
Great run by Dixon, even better goalkeeping by Corti. Corti coming out, doing everything he had to do to cut down the angle, and Dixon went right into his gut.
Yeah, that's a great point. Corti was out where he had to be. If he stays back, I think Dixon, with his ability to strike, would have been able to bend that one in.
If Dixon had been a little bit more patient and actually held the ball longer rather than taking the shot, because unless he was going to bend that shot out to the right to have it come back and go around Corti, and that was what he needed to do. Instead, he took the shot. So here it is, all out run. Corti does a great job to come out. Adams is forcing him out. If Dixon plays it a little bit farther, he might have the angle. But on that shot, he kept it low, and Corti, right place, right time for the save.
Yeah, those are the two guys who went back there, of course. Corti, the goalkeeper, and then Kyle Adams leads the team in minutes played this year. Energy FC's next home match is Saturday, June 23rd against LA Galaxy 2. For more info about becoming an Energy FC member, bringing a group to a match, or single game tickets, call 235-KICK. 1-1 score early on, RGV, OKC, Energy. Two teams that have struggled to score throughout this season, both getting an early score 25 minutes into this match. OKC has taken, as you look at the goals scored throughout this year, the OKC last week, the first time this season they scored 2 goals. That shows their struggles already won today.
Well, both of these teams have struggled on the season trying to score goals. You see neither team has had 3 or more on the year. But look at that, 13 games where OKC has either gone scoreless or scored 1. You add the 14th, and there's 2. So both of these teams, we talked about it earlier, wanted to score early. Both of these teams want to score often. That's just not something that they do.
Potentially a trend changing for both these squads with early goals today.
I think that's probably a difficult thing to look at because of the fact these are the 2 teams at the bottom of the table. So in a matchup like this, it becomes a very tight matchup because they're both in the same position this point in the season. They're both at the bottom with 10 points looking up. This is a game where one of these teams can walk away with a win. If there's a win, one team's going to walk away with a tremendous amount of confidence. For OKC, it would be a situation where they're winning 2 games in a row. For RGV, getting a win on the road would mean it's a road win, and it's the first time that we've gotten a win in 6 games.
Yeah, that's their longest winless streak in program history. They're also 0-6-1 on the road, so a win would be monumentous for RGV.
Well, and for OKC, I was talking to Justin Chavez earlier in the week, and he told me the chemistry on and off the pitch for this team is getting better and better. And soccer is a game where chemistry is so very, very important. There's been a lot of changes on OKC recently, a lot of new additions. You have Valesky, who's not playing today. You have Drew Becky. You have Khalif Al-Hassan, who is now on this squad too. So you have a lot of new players and faces, a lot of very, very talented players. What OKC needs to do is get familiar with playing with their teammates. Learn the tendencies. Do I want the ball on my right foot? Do I want it on my left foot? Do I like to be led? Do I like to run onto a ball? Do I like to wait on it and turn and go with it? These are the types of things that Coach Cook is going to need to have his team have time to learn.
They have the right coach to do it. Coach Cook, many years in the MLS with Colorado, and now here with OKC Energy FC. And I think people forget about this, that in soccer especially, you have to be this one player, this one body when you're competing, more so than maybe even basketball, a 5-player sport, or of course baseball and football. Another shot here for RJV. And And again, the Energy FC waiting for it as the ball ricochets back. RGV will throw in.
Another smart play by Kyle Highland. This is a guy who has been playing at this level for a long, long time. He's rarely found out of position. That time, perfect position to step in front of a shot.
Adams sets it up in between the pockets. Perea. Again, Energy FC, their defense, after struggling in the first 10 minutes, has hardened over the past 18. Almost got us takeaway there as Sia was going for the big play.
Yeah, both teams right now have slowed down just a little bit.
Zaldivar sends it towards the left post, just missing wide. Likely going to be a goal kick here.
Great opportunity by RGV, and that one just goes right through the 6. And you see this push, Matthias. You got to wonder from that angle if that was a pass or a shot, because it could have been either.
It looked like he did have a teammate cutting up the middle. It was one of those that bended just wide of both the post and his teammate.
Yeah, if that was a left-footed, if that was left-footed, it curls right in. And with the right foot, obviously it curls away. And RGV, when they get to this final third, they're doing a really nice job of putting pressure on that back line. OKC tends to play a higher line. So the faster on the counter that the Toros can be, the more opportunities they're going to have.
Both teams have had a lot in this first half. RGV, we've mentioned it, 4 corner kicks. Multiple shots on goal as a foul is called on RGV.
Yeah, the foul was on James, and a little shot to the jaw there.
See, a bit slow to get up, but he looks okay.
Well, that's what you get for scoring a goal in the 21st minute to tie it up.
Jaime Sia, 2 goals in his team's past 2 matches. He's got 3 this year, and he's really been a bright spot for Energy FC. RGV, again, they're controlling the tempo. Ball on their foot. They seem to have picked up a little momentum over the past few minutes. Sullivan near the touch line.
OKC needs to do a better job in the middle of clearing out the ball. Ball spent too much time in the air when they were trying to reverse the course of play, and they gave it up, and that's what's giving the Toros this opportunity.
Toros have felt more comfortable attacking from that far side of the field. That's where they're at right now. It's Marion. Deflected and played well by Ross. RGV still with it. Some fancy footwork. James, big kick from Marion. Played back, RGV still with it. Now going to work is Zaldivar. He's been active in this first half. Highland comes away with it. He'll try to clear. Ross at midfield, trying to shoot it up to Sia. That's been the strategy that's worked so far for Energy FC, and it's played well by RGV.
Oklahoma City wanted a handball that didn't quite go their way, and RGV still on the ball.
Energy FC only a few chances to really get anything going in this first half. They've taken advantage of them, and now here comes Dixon. Dixon played perfectly by Kyle Adams, the minutes leader for RGV this year. Kind of an unsung hero for this team.
So far, he has been a guy who has prevented some goals.
Yeah, that great play earlier with Dixon essentially going one-on-one against the goalkeeper Corti, and then Adams was able to angle him off and to make it tough. Jesus Enriquez comes up to play the ball. And then there's Adams, nice defensive stop. Dixon shoots it towards the box, and the play is stopped.
Yeah, late whistle. Adams sold that one just a little bit.
Nice acting job from Adams.
And you see it right there. No, I got the little shove. So I take back, I take back the Academy Award.
Morelos is a proud partner of Energy FC. Get your grocery shopping done and buy your tickets to the next Energy FC home match at Supermercado Morelos stores on Southwest 59th in Santa Fe and Northwest 5th and Meridian. Sunday morning, join Energy FC and Morelos on Santa Fe for a watch party during the Mexico-Germany match. Kickoff is at 10 in the morning.
Yeah, almost 35 minutes into this match. Pretty evenly played. If you had to give an advantage on who's had the better of the first 35 minutes, you would give it to RGV. But just by that much, for me, the difference is OKC needs to shore up the defense in the middle of the pitch.
Omar Ontiveros for RGV scored the first goal about 10 minutes in, and then about 10 minutes later, Jaime Sia responded with a goal for OKC. And you're tied at 1 apiece. Yeah, Bruce, I agree. RGV's getting those looks in the middle. They've been able to work to the outside and get some good looks. That is where I think the halftime adjustment has got to be.
Yeah, Steve Cook's got to look at that middle defense, not the offense. Offensively, the middle has been playing well. It's what they're doing on defense. It's not clearing out loose balls. They're getting the steal, but then they're not clean in moving it forward.
We're seeing that right there is taken away by Energy FC, and right on cue they turn it back over. And Enriquez now goes back and forth between the two teams. Here's Dixon, works it to Rasmussen. Ross looking to push. Acting as that point man at the midfield.
I think part of what we're discussing, Ryan, about the way that the middle is playing defense for OKC is that it's a little makeshift tonight. You got Justin Chavez, who has played as a central back in his career, has been playing mostly this season, and there is Chavez right there, wearing the captain's armband tonight. Well deserved for him. But usually you'll see him playing in the middle and being a little bit more of an offensive player. Tonight, definitely anchoring the defense.
Justin Chavez playing in front of his home community, Oklahoma City native. Always fun when you have a player that's homegrown come up, and great for that local team.
Yeah, grew up in Oklahoma City, started his career in Florida.
Here's a chance for RGV. Delgado's crossing pass is knocked away.
And that was knocked away by Chavez.
Chavez, as we speak about him, right there in on the action. RGV another shot here. It's Padilla setting it towards the right post and wide. It was deflected though by an Energy FC player.
Jaime Chavez. Justin Chavez is the type of player who has grown into a leader. Very quiet, soft-spoken off the pitch, but he's become a leader on and off for Steve Cook. One of the reasons he's wearing the armband tonight.
Chavez right there in the front of the defensive side. Nice pass towards the middle, headed on one bounce to the goalkeeper, as it's knocked down and played well by Van Okel.
Yeah, Ontiveros on this one, looking to get the brace. Just didn't have a lot of pace on that one. Actually, it wasn't Ontiveros.
I think that might have been Delgado right there with the header.
It was.
Ball headed, kicked back towards the middle. Sia scored earlier in the match to give OKC and tie it up. It was his third goal of the year, his second in as many matches. Looking to push is Burrell. Now towards the touchline. Brown tries to cross it. Played nicely by RGV. As Energy FC tries to get their spacing down, it looks like that'll stay here with the home team.
Yeah, it was a good call by the AR, ball pinballing around. And good defense by, RGV that was a little cynical.
See, it was last touched by RGV, a little bit of a bump.
No, we're going to get a penalty right here.
Sure.
And good call by the referee. Ball's pinballing around, and that was just silly.
Zaldivar knocking down Burrell. It's got to be Rasmussen for the kick. And this does give OKC a good shot here from the right side.
Yeah, Rasmussen could just throw it up inside the 18 and get one of his teammates to run on.
Towards that backside up in the air. It was towards Chavez as he'll play it back outside the box. Chavez, RJV there. Waiting for him was James, and now here comes James kicking it up the field.
James saw an opening with everybody on the counter and OKC having to track back quickly. Was trying to go over the top, cleared out by OKC. If not, off to the races for the Toros.
Kyle Adams, great first half. RJV playing aggressive. That's been a good sign for them. They struggled to score this year, but they played aggressive against a good defensive team. And here's another good chance. Marion sends it towards the front of the box. Energy FC there waiting for it.
What's impressed me about RGV throughout this first half is the way that they have performed when they get to the final third. They keep pushing, they keep attacking. They're making it difficult for that back line of OKC to be able to shut things down.
It resulted in 4 corner kicks in the first 10 minutes of the match. You saw the great graphic earlier. OKC is a team that doesn't allow a lot of corner kicks, and that is indicative of how aggressive RGV has been in this first half.
It's been a tough run for RGV pretty much throughout this entire season. Lone win was back in April, and that was a 2-0 win over Orange County at home.
Yeah, it's the longest winless streak in program history. Both OKC Energy and RGV, they're tied with 10 points each. They're currently in 15th place in the Western Conference, but we've talked about it. 3 points for both these teams goes a long way with so many teams close in those standings.
Well, you look at what the Toros have done in their last 7 games, going back to the month of May. Reno 0-0. Swope Park, let me back up and say, yeah, we have to go all the way back to Reno to start May. 0-0. At Fresno, 2-2. Home at San Antonio, 0-0. Swope Park, 0-0. LA Galaxy 2, 1-1. Then losses at Real, 2-0 there, and a 1-0 loss at home against Portland.
There's a ball on the field. They let him keep playing. Here's Sia. Now a chance for Energy FC. Kick towards the right side, knocked down by Cordy. It's going to be a corner kick here for Energy FC.
Not sure if Corty really knew where he was, because if he did, he doesn't put a mid on that one, and this is a goal kick instead of a corner kick.
Burrell winding up. Yeah, that would have been a bit wide, I think. Yep,
absolutely. He had already committed to it. See if OKC can take advantage of that misplay by Corty.
Corner kick for OKC. I want to say this is their second so far this evening. Philip Rasmussen. He'll be the one to deliver it. Sends it towards that far post, overshoots everybody as RGV dodges a bullet.
Yeah, you had Drew Becky, who was racing on and just took the wrong angle, but nice counter.
Zaldivar looking to push it forward, miskicks it. Still here though with RGV.
And that's going back to my point, is lack of clearance by OKC as Highland sent it right to a man in an orange kit, and that's not what you want to do.
See if Highland tries to clear here. No go cross. We approach the end of this first half. 1-1 tie score. OKC responding about 20 minutes in. Jaime Sia, his 3rd goal this season to lead the team. RJV set the tempo. A goal about 10 minutes in from Omar Ontiveros, his 2nd goal this year.
OKC just needs to control the ball.
Here's Dixon. He's got speed, looking to push, tripped up. The officials don't call anything. It was close. Here's Dixon pushing. Right behind him was James. Was tugging on his jersey, and then a little contact from Ontiveros.
Yeah, referee missed that call. You see the jersey call? That could have been a foul on James. And then Ontiveros dodging a bullet there, already sitting on a yellow card. Could have been a second, and that would have changed the tide.
That would have been huge with him being the one goal scorer for RGV. And a team that has struggled to score points this year. RGV going to try to get one more hack at it. We've had a couple stoppages of play.
Thinking 1 minute, 2 minutes at the most of added time for your viewing pleasure.
It's been a fun first half. A lot of action. A goal apiece. Two teams that play with a lot of pace. Physicality's been there as well. And they recognize it. It's a big match for both these squads.
No, it is. Both teams sitting at the bottom of the table, points to be had, and also really looking to pick up some momentum. You know, for the Toros, they've dropped their last 2 games. Before that, they drew 5 straight. They need the victory. They only have 1 on the season. For OKC, they won a week ago. 2 in a row, and they call that a winning streak. And there it is, 2 minutes of added time for your viewing pleasure.
Called it right. Nicely done, Bruce. Yeah, OKC starting a long home stretch. They played some time on the road. They will, including this match here, play 4 out of the next 5 here at Taft Stadium, and you want to start it off on the right foot.
You want to do that for a couple of reasons. Number one, confidence for the squad. Second is you want your fans to watch TV, listen to the radio, and read the newspaper and see the hometown club is playing well, and let's go out and see them in the dog days of summer.
Good pass up the field. Dixon in a foot race. He wins it against Ontiveros. He's going to pull it back out here. Here's a chance for NGFC towards the box, and waiting for it was Adams. Right place, right time.
Need to be a little bit more patient and let some of the teammates get positioned to be able to get a better pass in. Opportunity gone awry for the Energy.
The foul's called on Sia. Yeah, Dixon, such an aggressive player. He's thinking score first, but that time, you're right, Bruce. I think just a little more patience would have paid off.
Yeah, patience can be a virtue, and when you're in added time and you have the opportunity in the final third, you want to be able to take advantage of it. You want to make sure that you get a shot off, and Corti didn't have to face one in that situation.
RJV looking for one final shot here. Sia comes away with it, tries to clear. Energy FC has struggled with that in this first half. Ball still in play. Nice dribbling from Enriquez. Enriquez towards the box, has space, fires, but right to Van Oekel.
Yeah, Van Oekel is too good of a keeper that isn't going to be an issue at all. He's going to take his time right now and send everybody down and see with less than a minute to go.
That's got to be it for the first half.
Okay.
Van Oekel took the time off. The officials didn't give him another shot. They called him off.
They called 2 minutes, and the whistle came within 1. Entertaining first half. Both teams with opportunities. Both teams get goals. Both teams go into the locker room with an opportunity to have a conversation on what exactly is going to work for them to come out of this match with the full 3 points.
Plenty to keep in mind for both these coaches. We're going to take a break and come back and take a look back at that half. It is OKC Energy FC tied with RJV at the break.
Find your Mercy primary care doctor at mercy.net/energy.
I'd always wanted to get braces, always considered it, thought about it. You know, how long is this gonna take? Am I too old to do this? What am I gonna look like with braces on? With payment options and everything else, nothing's hindering me now, I just need to go ahead and do it. The staff, for one, is awesome. The doctor's great. I know I had friends growing up saying, oh, it hurts. I didn't have that experience. I can't wait to see my teeth without being masked by wires, right? Hindsight, I would have done it again 100 times over.
Success is achieved through hard work, and many business owners work tirelessly for years to realize the dream of franchising their. FFB partners with companies of all sizes every day and offers an extensive variety of treasury services. FFB will outline a plan just for you, help you streamline cash flow, and monitor your business transactions. Because we know you've got better things to do, like grow your business. FFB, we go where you go.
Before the celebration, before the projections. Wait, those are the projections? Before you changed course. Again. Before the late nights, long shots, and leaps of faith. Before it was a startup, it was just an idea. And then everything changed. Cox Business. We're making the connections that change everything.
Welcome back to Taft Stadium. The OKC Energy taking on RGV. An Energy FC and Police Athletic League partner each season to give elementary and middle school kids the opportunity to play sports, including soccer. The championship match for the boys and girls were recently played at Taft Stadium right here. Energy FC digital reporter Brent Skarkey gives us an in-depth look at the PAL program and its success in Oklahoma City.
It's a partnership that just keeps getting better. Police Athletic League, teaming up with the OKC Energy FC to bring the beautiful game to hundreds of Metro kids.
PAL, or the Oklahoma City Police Athletic League, is a nonprofit. We partner with the police department and we take cops into schools to work with kids. We offer a series of sports and mentoring programs, primarily to elementary school kids. We have some options as our kids get older. We are there to help kids build positive relationships with police officers and other role models in the community.
This is the third year for the partnership, and the program continues to expand. Aside from the regular league games, clinics like this one at Bodine Elementary let the kids go one-on-one, training with Energy players and coaches.
Yeah, all the kids just absolutely wanted to work the whole time. They were all running around, huge smiles on their face, and they actually enjoyed being out here, so that was really cool to see. They weren't just like messing around, they were having fun, and they were serious on this thing, so it was really cool to see that.
My coaches showed me never to give up.
I take a lot out of it myself because those are some of the skills that I learned growing up, and I get to pass it on to kids that, like I said, I wouldn't have ran into otherwise through the PAL organization.
My coaches are good because they help us out with different kind of stuff about soccer.
It gives these kids an opportunity to play sports that otherwise it just wouldn't exist for them.
And to see the level of enthusiasm that Todd and these coaches bring to the table, it's really inspiring to me, remind me how grateful I am for the coaches that I had like them who took the time with me to make me a better person and obviously inspired me to take this up as my profession.
For the second straight year, the PAL Championship games played on the big pitch at Taft Stadium. Both the girls and the boys scoring goals, crowning champions.
Continue to see more schools signing on each year, more kids signing on inside of each school, less co-ed teams, so more girls teams and boys teams. Just grows in every aspect, and we feel it's really important that we help get the word out because obviously that means there needs to be more volunteer coaches to help out as well.
But so much more at Taft on that Saturday. PAL Jam, a day-long celebration of all things Police Athletic League. Coaches from all sports honored at an awards dinner. Energy coaches speaking, Police Chief City on hand. And the kids, a pizza party afterwards. And then a chance to see the first team in action.
It just, lifts morale in a community. In some of our minority struggling communities where there's crime's a little bit higher and perhaps the economic situation is a little bit worse. We want to have a program like PAL that costs little to nothing to get these kids involved in the PAL program, get them involved in sports, get them engaging with strong, influential adults who are going to pour something positive in their lives. But not only that connection with the police department. where they can see police officers in uniform doing something positive with them, being their friend, giving them good advice, coaching them. You know, that's something that is always necessary because we want to keep that positive relationship with our community. So the PAL program is an avenue for us to do that.
So as another successful season comes to a close, know that the Energy and PAL are working together to make things better for OKC kids. For Energy FC TV, I'm Brent Skarkey.
We came here with a unique challenge, and that was to solve the problem of producing over 500 games and do so in a cost-effective way for the clubs, in a way that produced high-quality broadcasts and standardize the look and feel of all of those productions. Outside of the live event, the match experience, outside of that, the broadcast is the window into the brand for the club and for the league. You need to be able to capture that in a compelling way with a quality broadcast.
A large portion of the teams work with our partner Vista on REMI Productions, remote integration. What that means is that the production of the game is actually handled mostly away from site. So the way these games work is a truck will show up locally at the stadium. There'll be 4 camera operators there, and those signals are sent all the way here to Fort Lauderdale. And here locally at Vista, the game is cut. The game has graphics put on top of it. Replay is done here, and in many cases, the play-by-play is actually done on site here at Vista as well. So after the game is fully produced, we have a signal that goes to our partner ESPN Plus for US distribution. We have a signal that goes to YouTube for international distribution. And then for the teams that have an over-the-air local broadcast regional sports network deal, the signal is sent to their partners as well. So even for the games that aren't done with a REMI production, all games flow through Vista, and all those signals have to get sent out all over the world to reach the fans of USL. Because of those REMI productions, we'll oftentimes have 5 or 6 games going on at one time. Nobody is doing sports REMI productions on this level consistently.
We have built one of the largest REMI production models of any league in the world. And now we're able to deliver anywhere in the world to our partners at ESPN, fully produced matches from all over the country. We couldn't be more thrilled with the progress we've made and some of the innovative things now we're going to be able to start to bring into the broadcast moving forward.
Halftime from Taft Stadium in Oklahoma City. 2 teams battling to move up in the Western Conference standings. First, though, let's look at some top performers from around the USL. Calestri had quite the week.
Yeah, Joey had a fantastic game a week ago. A couple of great assists, very unselfish player, and powered his team to a victory, 3-0 over Tulsa.
Let's have a look at some news and notes from around the league. A huge week for the USL, setting a big milestone.
Yeah, 1 million, very much ahead of schedule, ahead of last season. Great things for a very, very popular league and a popular game.
Rich Shantz, new interim head coach for Phoenix Rising FC. He should be a good fit.
He should be. Phoenix with a lot of season ahead of them, and they're looking to continue their winning ways.
And then the U.S. Open Cup happening right now, Louisville hosting Nashville.
Yeah, the Battle of the Vills, Lou City and Nashville. I love this matchup. USL with 3 teams in the round of 16. Sacramento going down to L.A. to take on the team that is in their very first season in MLS and their first trip into the U.S. Open Cup.
But the huge news in soccer around the country, the united bid by the United States, Canada, and Mexico was approved by FIFA, which means North America is hosting the 2026 World Cup. And you can learn more by visiting energyfc.com/World Cup 2026.
Yeah, World Cup going on right now, day after day after day. Amazing soccer in Russia. And we only have to wait 8 years for it to come to the United States.
We'll break and come back with some exciting second half action.
I'd always wanted to get braces, always considered it, thought about it. You know, how long is this gonna take? Am I too old to do this? What am I gonna look like with braces on, with payment options and everything else? Nothing's hindering me now, I just need to go ahead and do it. The staff, for one, is awesome. The doctor's great. I know I had friends growing up saying, oh, it hurts. I didn't have that experience. I can't wait to see my teeth without being masked by wires, right? Hindsight, I would have done it again 100 times over.
When that hurricane hit, the entire community came together as a whole. It was such an overwhelming response to help others. No one thought that they were going to do this before it happened, and everyone just did it. I think that's the way that human nature should be looked at.
I'll stand by you. I'll stand by you. Won't let nobody hurt you. I'll stand by you.
In Ireland, the first Sisters of Mercy were called the Walking Sisters because every day they went out in search of women and children who needed healing or help. Mercy continues to answer the same call, dedicated to the health of every woman who comes to us for care. Mercy, in every era, your life is our life's work. Learn why we serve at mercy.net/legacy.
Energy FC wants to help your soccer player keep their skills sharp this summer during a 3-day camp. 2 general skills camps are available, as well as a keeper striker camp that is staffed by Energy FC players and technical staff like goalkeeper Matt Van Okel and goalkeeper coach Alexi Vizlareris. To learn more, visit energyfc.com/camps. 1-1 tie score at the half. OKC, Energy FC, and RGV. A couple early goals. First from RGV.
The battle of alphabet soup, OKC and RGV, and just missed that opportunity. Alex Dixon is not going to sleep very well tonight as he overran that one. But big save by Van Okel.
Matt Van Okel coming off that big game against the Timbers there. An early one, but it would be RGV who would finally, after a couple shots, break through.
Had the opportunity, patience, and that central defender, Ontiveros, in the 15th minute, back of the net, 1-0. That lead would not hold up for too long.
Yeah, Energy FC had a couple really nice chances, and here is, well, we'll see in a second, one there, Sia broke free, and he almost got the goal. A little bit of foreshadowing to what would happen later on in the first half.
Absolutely, the ball's going to pinball around here. And picking up the loose ball, Brown, then over to Saya, back of the net, 1-1. Credit to Baral to get that over there. That's one of those situations where soccer should be a little bit more like hockey, where 2 guys can have an assist, because really that should have been Brown to Baral, both of them getting the assist. Dixon again pulls the trigger. Corti right there for the save.
Yeah, credit Kyle Adams for some nice defensive play there. And then another chance for RGV, just not able to capitalize on a nice possession.
Yeah, that ball just kind of floats through the 6. We go to the locker room tied at 1 apiece. We are back and ready for the second half. Here's what I'm looking at in the second half, Ryan. For Oklahoma City, they've got to shore up the defense in the middle. When the ball is loose and they have an opportunity to clear it out, they have to keep it on the ground, and they have to keep possession, and they have to move forward. They've been trying to punch it out, and RGV doing a great job of picking it up and pushing it down their throat. For RGV, I wouldn't change all that much. They've been really good, opportunistic. They've been great on the counterattack. They just need to get the ball and get some clean shots on Van Okel. So there you got it. Laid it out for the second half. Let's see how they do.
Coach Bruce, I like it. Some great tips for both teams. Both these teams started the match with a lot of pace. They came out aggressively. It showed on the scoreboard. We'll see if they keep up that pace here to start this second half.
And there's another example of what I'm talking about. and not in the middle, but on the back line. Kyle Highland, instead of controlling the ball and then building for the back, tries to kick it forward, and there's RGV to turn it around.
You like that physicality as Sia went down there. RGV keeping the ball. 1-1 tie score. These two teams tied coming out of the break. RJV struck early on a goal from Ontiveros, but Sia responded. A stoppage in play. The Energy FC Gold Card is a benefit for season seat members that earns them discounts at several metro area locations like Fandango, Fit Spa, and Supermercado Morelos. To learn more, visit energyfc.com/gold.
You see that hold up right there? Drew Becky was having none of that.
Becky's second infraction so far tonight. Physical player, we talked about him at the top, a late addition to the team this year, but he's been such a good addition for Coach Cook's team.
Yeah, we talked about it in the first half. Drew Becky is such a solid player. He is a leader on and off the pitch. One of the reasons why OKC brings him in to take advantage of someone who has great soccer IQ, anchors the defense, and will be one of those vocal players when the time comes for him to step up and say, hey guys, let's get it together. On paper, this team has so much talent, so much experience. They are starting to put things together. They've got to string together a series of very well-played games, a series of games where they're getting out of them with points.
RGV looking to score here, and Marion sends a crossing pass that's intercepted by Energy FC. Ross loses it. Here's a chance for RGV towards the box. Nicely played there by Energy FC as Becky not happy. There's that leadership telling his teammates they got to be more careful.
And Becky doing a nice job of just putting it past the touchline and shutting down that push by RGV.
Padilla throws it back. Ontiveros, who scored that first half goal. Now Adams, very solid first half. Nice pass midfield.
Yeah, RGV doing a really good job until that pass of threading the needle and getting it through the passing lanes.
Towards the touchline, Energy FC starting this half like the first half went. They really were on the defense for a lot of that first half despite the 1-1 score. They try to get the ball on their foot. It's Rasmussen, midfield. Here's some space for Burrell. Now to Brown. Highland. And Ross resets back to Becky. Calling for a teammate to run midfield.
Yeah, right now, this is the patience that OKC needs. And you see the leg of Van Oekel. The difficulty in kicking a ball all the way down the pitch like that, and there's an unforced error by James. The difficulty of putting the ball down the pitch is it's a low percentage in terms of keeping possession of the ball. OKC doing a good job for the first time in this half of controlling the ball. And they need to have possession and march it down the pitch. Here again, Van Oekel putting it up in the air, 50-50. Works out for OKC.
Here's a chance, some space on that far side. Working towards the box, firing just a bit high. Energy FC had a chance there to take the 2-1 lead. A good look, just doesn't go through.
And this is where patience would have really worked out well for McLaws. He had so many friends with him. He wasn't even aware he was double defended. He had so many friends to his left, he didn't even know anybody else was in the party.
It wasn't even a bad strike, it's just that the shot was so difficult, he would have had to hit that perfectly to put it in.
He had those two defenders to his left cutting off the angle. He still tried to get it past him, and he did. But with those two defenders, the only thing he could do is put it exactly where he did, and that was over the net. Had he gone left with a pass, all kinds of options.
RJV dodges a bullet, still tied. Ontiveros scored about 10 minutes into this match. You thought, okay, this is a different look looking RGV team, a team that has struggled to score goals this year. Only had one in their previous 5 matches entering. They got one early today. OKC came back and got one quickly. As we look back at that last opportunity, as you mentioned, Bruce, McLaws had some teammates 3 or 4 to his left, and he went for the big strike and just missed.
Everybody was on side, so there was a lot of different options for him. Took it alone. Like I said, plenty of friends at the party, and always better to party with friends than party alone.
That's my philosophy, too. I'm glad you brought that up.
And that is the first ball into the stands, and so whoever ends up with this ball gets to keep it. It's kind of like going to a baseball game and being able to keep the foul ball. Yeah, I dig that. I think it should be every ball that goes into the stands.
No, I like that too. I think every sport should do that, even a basketball, football. If a fan gets it, you give it to him.
Absolutely. Ball goes in the stands, you should be able to keep it. Teams should just have enough balls on hand.
I like that. Their Energy FC resets and make it more fun for the fans. I mean, it's fun already with the great play we see in the USL, and especially tonight, very indicative of that. The pace and action, but a little extra something for the fans.
You know, you go to a baseball game, you get a foul ball. Obviously, you get to keep it, and that you remember that. You take it home, you put it on your shelf, and maybe even you write on it what the date was and when you got it.
Good throw-in by Highland towards the box. And it's kicked out of play by RGV. It's going to be a corner kick here for OKC. Want to real quick mention Harvest Bank for partnering with the USL and giving out the free soccer balls. Yeah, Highland, what a throw.
A lot of pace on that. Got it to Rasmussen and just cleared off. But corner kick opportunity for Rasmussen right here.
This, I believe, is number 3 for OKC today. The Turtles had 4 early and none since. Towards that right post. It's a good one and dropped in by Energy FC.
Callum Ross rushing right on it, got his head on it, puts it into that far post, and in the 53rd minute, home squad up 2-1.
Callum Ross gets the goal, his 2nd this season, off a beautiful corner kick from Rasmussen.
Ran on it perfectly, flicked it over with his head. Absolutely nothing that Cordy could do. A lot of credit to Rasmussen for putting a perfect ball out there.
Has to feel good for Coach Cook. You go the entire year without scoring more than 1 goal in a match, and then these past 2 matches, within a span of the week, you get 2.
And now that we're just early in the second half, the question becomes, Ryan, can OKC do what they haven't done in 2018, and that's score 3 goals in a single game?
Their defense has been solid. RGV, those had some chances. We'll see what gives here in the final part of this second half. What a big shot there. Big play for Ross, set up perfectly by Rasmussen. RGV has had such great energy throughout this match. Let's see if they can keep it after a big blow.
And a lot of credit goes to Kyle Highland for that throw-in. If it isn't for that throw-in, that corner doesn't materialize.
Making a push is Aldevar. He had a great first half, a little quiet here in the second. RGV keeps it. Some contact, and it looks like a bit of a forearm shiver.
Yeah, James just throwing it out there, and he catches Jose Barral, and I think Barral right now is checking for blood.
We'll have a
and
look
you
at
see
that
exactly what happened.
Yeah, inadvertent it looks like. I think it was a wrong place, wrong time for Burrell coming across, and James had that arm up. Maybe not, though. Maybe it was. Okay.
James knew he was coming. Wanted to make sure he was going to say hello. Those two guys are not going to be having dinner together after the match. And you see Burrell is, I think he's checking all of his teeth, checking to make sure that there's no blood. And they're going to have to, yep, there is, inside that lip.
Great work by our camera crew to catch that one. They're going to work on Burrell. 2-1 OKC Energy FC. A quick goal to get this second half going. And yeah, he's coming across. And I think you're right there, Bruce. I tried to give him the benefit of the doubt, but I'm pretty sure Jones had an idea. James had an idea he was coming.
In a bang-bang play, when the situation is live and full speed, hard to really see the intent. When you go and you slow it down, it's pretty easy. That was a yellow card.
Both these teams have played aggressive so far today. A lot on the line. They're tied with 10 points apiece, 14th in the Western Conference, but the 3 points for the victory would be massive for both these squads, and they played like it. You can tell there's urgency for both these teams.
Yeah, you talk about the physicality. First card only, or I was going to be first card, but not the only card. First card of the match went to Ontiveros in the 5th minute, and for a central defender to be sitting on a yellow card, it changes the way that he can play the match the rest of the way, and he dodged a bullet by really getting away with a late foul in something that I really thought was card-worthy in a stoppage of a run late in the first half.
Christian Ibiega is already out today after picking up a couple yellow cards for Energy FC.
Yeah, and OKC misses Ibiaga this evening.
2-1. RGV looking to tie this one up. Good opportunity here. Nice footwork from Zaldivar. He pulls it back near the touchline. Energy FC resetting the defense. Good touch pass. Down towards the box. It's Delgado, and then knocked out of play.
Yeah, Padillo was even a little bit too clever for his teammate. Perfect thing to do, but it just really didn't.
The first substitution of this match for either team, as it's going to be a change for the road team, RGV. Miguel Gonzalez checking in. Or actually, rather, that's Pablo Aguilar, excuse me, coming in for James. Pablo Aguilar getting some action today. The 5'7" midfielder. He's played in 9 games already this year. He's pretty quick, likes to weave between the opposing team, playing in that middle area, a good dribbler, and can create some action.
Yeah, a little surprised that James came out. He was solid in this game. Not sure if it was a fitness issue or anything else.
Corner kick number 5 for RJV, miskicked by Ontiveros, and on the rebound, blocked by Van Oekel. Kept in play. RJV another shot here. That line solid for Energy FC. Sia playing the ball handler well. Crossing pass.
Yeah, Callum Ross doing a great job of positioning his body to make sure that there wasn't a rebound effort by the Toros, and you see how that works out for the defense. Opportunity for the Toros off the board. Oklahoma City, here we come. But credit to Van Oekel, big save.
Yeah, big one for Van Oekel. He's had such a good last couple of weeks. 5th in the USL in saves entering this match. Had 40, he's got a couple tonight, and he keeps his team up 2-1 for the 2nd straight week.
Yeah, he's such a veteran. Well positioned on almost every single opportunity the opposition sends his way.
Good sign for RGV. They continue to keep the tempo up. Down 2-1. Ontiveros, who's played a great match. 1 early goal, a couple chances as well. Both these teams 10 points towards the bottom of the Western Conference, but with everybody so tight, still relatively earlier on in the year, a chance to really move up with a victory. RGV pacing themselves. Padilla towards the box. To Marion, tries a cross back, keeps it on his side. RGV shot, headed out of play. Knocked out by Chavez. I think Van Oekel would have been there, but a good play by Chavez nonetheless.
Yeah, Chavez probably saved the goal, or at least a save opportunity for Van Oekel. Justin Chavez, as you talked about, Oklahoma City native, playing in front of his home squad, definitely saved the goal right there. Yeah, Van Oekel would have been in a good position, but Chavez making sure that his keeper doesn't have to make the effort. Justin Chavez recently got engaged, so congratulations.
Very nice.
To Justin and his bride-to-be. As Perea, the captain, had an opportunity to get on the board and tie this one up.
Yeah, a couple looks there for RGV, and again the back line strong, as well as Van Oekel for Energy FC. Still plenty of time for a lot to happen for 2 teams that have struggled to score this year. There's been a ton of action. 2-1 OKC Energy on top after an early goal in this 2nd half.
First 30 minutes were a dogfight, tempo going back and forth. The goal at the 15-minute mark by Ontiveros. Sea, 21st minute goal. And
Ross came in.
Then,
yeah. Ross off a corner kick from Rasmussen early in this half to put OKC on top by 1. Here they come, looking to push. A good opportunity here. Sia showing off the fancy footwork, going up against Adams. That's a fun matchup. Nice crossback. Draw some oohs from the crowd. Tried to set up Dixon, just a bit wide. And the crossing pass through everybody.
One of the best possessions that OKC has had all game long. Unfortunate not to come up with a goal, but unbelievable individual effort here. Juking, dodging, doing everything. Sia just absolutely fantastic, and then just went the wrong. Dixon was going one way, ball went the other. Ball came through, and Dixon just mistimed the run, but outstanding effort all the way around. But really, Jaime Sia, wow. Wow, that's some great ball movement.
And that's tough to do against Adams, a very good defensive player, and Sia was able to juke him there. Still 2-1, RGV now. There's been action throughout this match non-stop, even when goals aren't scored. Both these teams have been fun to watch. Here comes Energy FC. Now they're looking to push. This back and forth tempo. It's Brown. Goes to Burrell. Burrell chips it just over the crossbar as he puts his hand up saying, my fault.
Now that was a nifty little shot. I don't know that he necessarily saw his teammate sprinting in, but nifty little effort to try to cut the angle. Brown leading him on, and that was the outside of the right foot.
Was he looking for Sia there?
I don't think he was. Well, considering it was for the outside of the foot, that might have been a pass. And because it was the outside of the boot, he might not have been able to control it as much as he would have if he had let it go to that left foot. But he kind of kicked it out there. More than I think about it, I think it was a pass. It was just a little bit more on target than he wanted.
Highland, another great throw-in. Chance for Energy FC. Kick is wide from
Brown.
Jonathan Brown.
And Brown wanted the handball, and I think he's going to get it.
That appears to be the call from the official, which means Brown will go earn himself a corner kick. We're seeing on the replay. Looks like it might have gone off the leg. Off the backside of Kyle Adams.
So good call by the referee. Does result in a corner. And the last time we were here, Ross, beautiful header from the corner of Rasmussen.
Rasmussen again. He sets this one up, trying to put this match potentially out of reach here. This one is towards the middle. Kick is up. Again, it was, I believe, to Ross, and it's plucked out of the air by Nicholas Corti.
Yeah, that one was driven a little bit more, and that was Drew Becky who tried to make the effort. That ball was driven pretty hard, and Becky was trying to volley it home. Just came up a little short.
This season is the 5th for Energy FC. To celebrate, join Energy FC in naming the 5th anniversary team. Walk down memory lane as RGV is looking to score here. That goes off the shoulder and out of play of McLaws will be a corner kick. Walk down memory lane with us as we celebrate 5 strong years in OKC.
This is a crucial corner. 65th minute, you're down by a goal. You've kind of lost a little bit of the momentum. You're not playing as well as you did in the first half. Opportunity for Zaldivar to put the ball up in the air and let one of his teammates drive it home.
Zaldivar's kick, a little bit short. Right there waiting for it was Rasmussen. Still with it is RGV. Now on the near side, going to work is Perea. Good spacing. Knocked out of play, though, by Energy FC. Perea throws in towards the box. Battle between Marion and the defender, and it goes out of play.
Yeah, it hit the chest of Marion and just went past that goal line. Van Oekel will kick this one away. Bryce Marion has really not been a factor in this game. You haven't called his name very much. Really has not been a part of anything happening in the middle. So for RGV, they either need to get him involved, or maybe that's one of the substitutions that we see Echeverry do with his last two.
Marion's gone back and forth between that starter spot and that reserve spot. He came off the bench last week against T2 and played some good minutes. Got the start today.
They'll take their time on this throw, and the referee wants them to speed it up a little bit. And you take a look at Marion right there.
Young, talented player, just 22 years old. A lot of potential for RGV as there's a battle near the line, and they're going to play on after the contact.
A little more WWE than USL.
As Marion gives chase, it's played back out by Energy FC. Now all the way to the backfield. Running it down is Ontiveros. And that early goal, the only score for RGV so far tonight. They played well, but find themselves down by a 2-1 score as Cordy will kick it away.
Cordy has a strong right foot.
And he kicked that nearly 2/3 of the way down the field, and I believe that his teammate Marion's going to get whistled for the infraction.
Kyle Highland is the man who's down. See if this ends up being a card. Doesn't look like it's going to be, but you see this 50-50 and the shove, and Marion trying to say, what, huh? Ooh, me? No. I was just playing a ball.
It looked inadvertent, but I think with the angle that Marion was going up against Highland, it was Highland who had more ground, or more to lose going down. Energy FC's U23 squad is playing right now in College Station, Texas, against Brazos Valley FC. Their next home match is June 26th against Claw Valley FC at 7. Visit energyfc.com/energyfc U23 for schedule information. U23 home matches are played at the soccer complex on the campus of Oklahoma City University. Admission to the matches is just $5. Oklahoma City University students and Energy FC season seat members are admitted free.
And we do get a card for Delgado in the 69th minute, and right now Kyle Highland is getting beaten up. In less than a minute, he's been hit hard and found himself on the turf.
Delgado began the year as a starter. His minutes have been decreasing throughout the season. Having a strong night, though, just 23 years old. And, yeah, it looks like he caught him on that back kick.
Yeah, you see this battle back to back. And, yeah, that's Delgado probably lucky in that place that he's still on the pitch. Because to be able to kick back like that and not seeing the ball, to me, you could be shown off for that. You see the frustration that Highland has.
Dangerous play as Delgado was going for the ball and caught a piece of Highland. He gets a card for it, still on the pitch. As we approach the 70-minute mark. RJV, not in desperation time, of course, plenty of time left, but looking for a couple good possessions here.
Yeah, OKC went into the locker room and made the adjustments they needed to make.
Padilla knocked up in the air. Now it's Marion. Played back by Energy FC.
Water break. You got to remember we're playing here in Oklahoma City. It's June 16th. It's hot. It's humid, and hydration is paramount. The health of these players is absolutely the most important thing. And let's take a look at the standings. Go back and take a look at what the situation is for both of these teams. And we talked about it. OKC 10 points with those 3 wins, and they are sitting in 15th in the West. Rio Grande with 1 win on the season, but all of those draws is how you get to 10 points. If this thing stands up, OKC would go to 13, and they would have a lot of momentum. That would be 2 wins in a row for Energy, and that would be impressive, and that would tie them with San Antonio for the same number of wins, but with a lot of momentum going forward.
Yeah, and you look at their upcoming schedule, we're thinking Energy FC, they've had all these road matches. Now they get to spend some time at home in Taft Stadium, and that's going to play to their advantage as well.
Yeah, they got LA2, and then on the road at San Antonio could be a 6-point game. Colorado Springs, Vegas coming in, and they're a high-octane offense. And then on the road going to Sacramento. That's a good run for this OKC team that seems to be coming together. We talked about how Justin Chavez, who's wearing the armband tonight, said that the chemistry of this team is getting better. Wins will certainly help your confidence to get better. And then a good schedule to give you an opportunity to work your way up the table.
But first they have to take care of business here in the second half. Up 2-1, RGV has not let up on the pressure. Give them credit. They have played an aggressive match from beginning to right now, facing a 1-goal deficit. Padilla winds up, sends it towards the box. Nice crossing pass. Falling was an RGV player. I think he was looking for some sort of foul.
He was looking for a handball, wanted the handball call on Chavez. That wasn't going to happen.
Energy FC, nice tackle there from Padilla. Is able to knock it away, but Energy FC keeps it on their side. Brown on the other end. Good physical play near the touchline as Brown just flips it out.
Yeah, Brown lost the handle on that one. He felt a lot of pressure on his shoulder. He had 3 guys around him.
RJV had a shot here. Nice crossing pass coming through was Saldivar, and he just couldn't quite get ahead on it. RJV keeping it on their foot. Couple players warming up, I believe, for OKC.
Yeah, we've only seen 1 substitution. That came in the 69th minute when James came out and Aguilar came in for him, and Padilla will take care of the honors here.
And that is one thing to keep in mind. We just had the water break. It's scorching hot at OKC. High was 95 today. It's still in the 80s at nighttime. Fatigue has to be setting in for these players.
Well, certainly for both of these teams, fitness at this point should not be an issue. Both of these teams play in the heartland. They know what it's like to play in the heat and the humidity. You have to be conscious of the way that you make your substitutions.
Rasmussen to Sia, to Dixon, and it's cleared out by RGV. A good shot there for Energy FC. Toros defend it nicely. Now they try to counter. Down by 1. Less than 20 minutes left to go in this match. 2 teams desperate for points. A win changes where they're at in their standings and in the season. Pass towards the touchline. Knocked out of play as McLaw's got a foot on that one last. So it looks like number 57 will come in for the Energy. That is Francis Alatuahene. Had some good play against Timbuktu. Here's a shot. Van Oekel there to knock it away. And Energy FC will clear. Pablo Aguilar off the bench with his first look. RGV still with it. Aguilar sends it towards the box a little bit long. Past Zaldivar. Zaldivar on the back kick. They're going to say it was last touched by Zaldivar. Here's a shot. Aguilar, some nice footwork, beat the defender.
Yeah, but outstanding save by Van Oekel, going to his right and just knocking it away. And the first substitution for Steve Cook will be the night for Alex Dixon.
Dixon coming out. Atuahene to check in. A good night for Alex Dixon. He had a shot on goal. Played very aggressive on the offensive end. A big part of the OKC 2-1 lead. Atuahene checking in. Played some nice minutes against T2. Young, talented player. Drafted 4th overall in the Super Draft by FC Dallas. Fun to watch. 15 minutes left. OKC, RJV, Energy FC up 2-1. We'll see how much stoppage time is added by the official. A chance for Pablo Aguilar. The score was denied again by Matt Van Oekel, who's been great between the pipes today.
Alex Dixon had a solid night tonight. Shots on goal, opportunities. A couple of the opportunities might keep him up tonight. Maybe up a little bit late watching a Saturday Night Live rerun, thinking about the opportunities that he had. But Matt Van Oekel has come up big time and time again. Solid backstop all night long. 2 goals so far for OKC. If the result stands up, a lot of the credit has to go to Van Oekel for standing on his head and being that great leader in the back.
Top 5 in the league in saves, had 40 entering the night. He's added to that total. He has his team up by a 2-1 score.
And again, you know, we've talked about it tonight. The middle defenders, those 2 central defenders in Chavez and Drew Becky, first time they're playing together back there. This lineup is a little on the makeshift side.
Crossing pass from Marion goes off the shoulder of Jesus Enriquez as he was cutting towards the box. Good play, just couldn't execute.
So right now, for the Toros, they need to go back and play a little bit more like they did in the first half. Second half, they've had their opportunities. They have been able to get it into the final third. But we'll get to this thought as Enriquez will come out for Etim.
Etim in for Enriquez. Nice night for Jesus Enriquez. And now he gives way to his teammate, Etim.
So going back to the thought, RGV has been a little opportunistic in the second half. They haven't necessarily dictated the pace the way they did in the first half. Oklahoma City settled things down in the middle of the pitch, which is the reason why they have been able to shut down RGV. They need to do it for the next 13-plus minutes.
So the difference has been better play from Energy FC as opposed to maybe lackluster play from RGV.
Yeah, they stepped up the way that they played in the middle. They've shut down the passing lanes. They've limited the opportunities in the final third, and they've been able to transition to the offense faster to be able to keep the Toros on their heels.
Ontiveros sends one towards the box. RGV brings it down. Now Zaldivar. He tries to cross and boots it off an Energy FC player.
Yeah, Callum Ross sacrificing his body for that one. But that's what they've been doing in the second half, is they've been really able to clear out the garbage. You remember watching the movie Mighty Ducks?
Sure.
And they threw all the trash on the ice and said it's time to clear out the garbage. That's what OKC has been doing in the second half, a lot more effectively than they did in the first.
Anytime you can throw in a Mighty Ducks reference, I'm in for it. That's a great comparison, too. Etim just checked in, has fresh legs. Going to be a throw in here for Energy FC, it looks like.
2 substitutions for Echeverry's club and 1 for Cook. Still some strategic opportunities for both of these managers on the way that they are going to look at the final 10 minutes of this match.
Pablo Aguilar and Monday Etim in for RGV. Neither of them started. And Francis Atua-Hene, number 57, the young, talented forward for OKC, is in for his squad. RJV's been knocking on the door this entire second half. Just haven't been able to break through as that one's knocked out of play. And another corner kick coming up here for RGV. Nicholas Perea.
Yeah, they need to take advantage of this, and there's your next substitution as Gonzalez is going to check in for Sia.
Nice night for Sia. Scored his second goal in as many matches. He has 3 on the year. He'll exit. A big response from Sia in that first half. Within minutes after RGV got on top 1-0, Sia responded with a quick goal.
Yeah, he had that quick goal, but he also had that amazing possession where he was just dancing around and doing it all himself. Didn't result in a goal, but did really electrify the crowd with some excellent technical play.
Yeah, and he was doing that against a great defender in Kyle Adams. One of the better dribbling moves I think we've seen in quite some time. That ball's towards the box, headed up over the head of Van Oekel, who swings in the monkey bars for a moment. Less than 10 minutes left to go. OKC trying to hang on and get these 3 points.
Yeah, trying to pull down that crossbar just a little bit. Van Oekel's a big boy, so just shows the strength of that crossbar.
Van Oekel, his 15th match between the pipes this season, one of the better goalkeepers in the USL. He's shown us his stability tonight. Big leg too, as that one's past midfield. Adams will run it down. RJV has to start thinking about each possession as something extremely valuable. Trying to break their winless streak. It currently sits at 6 matches. That is a program high. They were able to score early in that first half. Only their 2nd goal scored in the past 6 matches. That's a very positive sign for RJV.
Rasmussen was looking to send it forward. There was nobody home, and he wisely hung on to it.
Energy FC showing more patience in this second half, I think.
And I think that's the reason why they're nursing this 2-1 lead.
Ball towards the backfield. And Van Oekel will give this one a strong right foot. Overshoots everybody. Almost played to his advantage as Gonzalez was giving chase. A fight near the touchline. 2 players go down. RJ Feed comes away with it. And they turn it back over, and then some contact near midfield.
Kyle Highland is going to be battered and bruised. As you see, he is down, holding his arm right now. And you see he's battling here. Goes down, gets up after that battle with Tim, goes forward, and that at the touchline, double teamed, knocked down.
That's the 5th or 6th time we've seen Highland go down. He's showing his coaching staff. Got mud across the forehead. Already has that left wrist wrapped up. It's been a tough player today for Energy FC. And of course, whenever you see a player like that go down, get back up, go down, get back up, I think that inspires your teammates.
Absolutely, and he has to leave the field to play momentarily. I'm not sure why, because he's just going to walk right back on.
Becky. And Becky shoots it through.
Right now, OKC needs to think about possession. They just need to run out the clock. They're up by a goal. They don't need to give RGV an opportunity to possess the ball and march it down the field. The more that they can be on the ball right now, regardless of where they are, the better off they are.
Pass up the field, nice bicycle kick. Saved by Becky.
So here's the question. You got a team, they've only scored twice in their last memorable games. Do you play prevent defense? Because here's the thing for me. I don't care the sport. Prevent defense prevents wins.
And I like the philosophy. You keep in mind, though, that RGV has struggled to score, but you want to keep that strategy consistent, of course.
Look, you got a little over 5 minutes to go. If the ball is at your feet, if the pressure is on, and you're keeping them in the middle third, you're getting to that final third, you're in front of Corti, you're going to be in a position to win a game. It would be your 2nd in a row. You got to put your foot on the gas as Delgado comes out.
Cabrera coming in for the first time for RGV. Wilmer Cabrera, number 28, in for Delgado. Who played a nice evening. Again, a lot of big points on the line here. If Energy FC can hold on, that's 3 big points for them. RGV needs a late goal here to stay in this one, down 2-1. 2 teams tied for 14th in the Western Conference with 10 points apiece. Aguilar going to work. Checked in about 15 minutes ago. Zaldivar's kick is wide.
Van Oekel's going to take his time, and he's going to blast this thing going right down that pitch because he's shown how strong he is. RGV needs to make every trip down the pitch count. They can't take shots that are off the mark. They have got to put it on frame. Van Oekel is good, but if you don't put the ball between the pipes, it doesn't matter. You cannot score.
Hot, muggy night in Oklahoma City. Temperatures were in the mid-90s earlier today, still in the 80s. You can see the perspiration on the players. A very physical, fast-paced match. And credit these players, they have stuck in it and kept up the tempo. Energy FC on top 2-1. They're looking to try to ice this one here with a strong possession.
Yeah, OKC was a little sloppy, and that's what led to this this counter, apologies.
Less than 5 minutes left to go. Here's a shot for RGV, and right there as he's been throughout the night, Van Oekel.
Either stand up or up or down.
Van Oekel just needs to send everybody forward and then get it over to Becky or get it over to Chavez. Another opportunity here.
Aguilar, good kick. That's a second time in the past 10 minutes. He's had a good look at it and struck it well. Just Van Oekel's been a bit better.
Well, struck it right where Van Oekel was.
That too.
Come on, come on.
OKC to throw in. Again, taking their time and no hurry, up by 1.
Time is their friend and not the friend of the Toros.
Atuahene going to work in the box. He's got a teammate to his left. He'll try to keep it himself off the left foot. That leads to a corner kick.
Yeah, the Bulls are trying to buck this winless streak that they're on right now, and it's going to be difficult because they're down by a goal. They haven't played the same way they did in the first half, especially when they got their goal, and now everything going for the home squad. They have the ball, they have the time, and as long as they continue to possess, they're going to run out the clock. Rasmussen has already set up 1 goal on the corner. Can he set up a second? This would be the dagger in the heart.
He led to a crucial Ross goal 50 minutes in. This one gets through to Atuahene and is pulled down by Corti.
And in that one, you didn't see a lot of white jerseys inside the 18. They're playing back. They're making sure that there's no way that the Toros can get the counter that's going to tie this match up.
RGV moving with some intensity. They need to strike quickly. Their chances will be limited, pushing it towards the box. Adams, and is played back out by Energy FC.
Drew Becky doing a good job of clearing it out, but nice counter by the Toros and good ball movement. Those one-touch passes making a big difference, and then that turnover now in the 90th minute.
Yeah, they squander an opportunity, does RGV there. You got to think maybe 4 really good chances, opportunities left in this match, if that even.
2 minutes, 3 minutes tops of added time. There were 2 minutes of added time put on the clock in the first half, and they only played 1 of the 2.
It's close to 6, to be honest.
Van Oekel will kick this one away.
The Energy FC Gold Card is a benefit for season seat members that earns them discounts at several metro area locations like Carl's Plax, the soccer store, Dental Works, and Movie Central and Flower Boutique in Tuttle. To learn more, visit energyfc.com/gold. Another shot here for RJV. Each one they have to treat like gold.
Not sure why Corti is taking his time on this. I mean, he's got a good leg, but a good 15, 20 seconds came off. We're going to have 5 minutes of added time for your viewing pleasure. I guess that's because Kyle Highland was knocked to the turf 5 times in the second half.
A minute per time, probably.
There you go.
Yeah, that's a benefit to RGV. Gives him a little more time to try to tie this one up.
The ball pinballing around right now does not benefit RGV at all. They need to grab the ball. They need to possess it. They need to be smart on their possessions. They got to go station to station. They can't make mistakes.
Tim guarded by Highland. He tries to cross. He was looking for Marion and well overkicked him.
Got to be more patient. Every trip into the final third is the difference. And here's the final substitution for Steve Cook.
Khalif Alassane checking in as Jose Burrell will check out. What a nice night from Burrell from Spain. He played such an aggressive match. As he'll give a hug to his teammate Gonzalez. And Alassane, a late addition. The 27-year-old from Ghana, he's really played strong in 3 matches with his new team.
And this is why this substitution makes a lot of sense. Number one, you take time off the clock. Number two, you bring on a player that is very, very smart. He will make sure that on defense, he doesn't make any mistakes. On offense, he's a guy that can turn around and get that third goal.
Great defender, Alassane, 93 matches with T2 before joining his current team, Energy FC, in late May. Let's see if he plays dividends here as RGV. About 3 minutes left to get something going. Their chances are running out. Padilla in this one is going to be taken back.
Wow, I am blown away by the fact that OKC just got away with a blatant handball inside the penalty area. Right now, RGV should be on the spot to tie it up.
Huge turn of events there. RGV has to keep their cool. As that one's knocked out of play, and it'll go to the corner. We'll get a replay on this one and see exactly where it got him.
See it from this angle. Drew Becky, that's the bicep. That's a point at the spot.
It looked like it caught his bicep, and it was a close one. It's tough in the moment for the officials to get that call right, but you got to. Promptly late, but a break that goes to Energy FC.
Bad break and a bad pass, but a bad break for RGV, and they know it. And look, calls like that, they can go both ways. And that guy's got one of the toughest jobs in the building, bar none. A little bit, him and the hot dog vendor, okay? Or maybe the beer vendor after the 70th minute.
Sure.
But that is a call where there was good vantage point. That ball was up on Becky's arm. That is an unfortunate opportunity or an unfortunate break for RGV. When you haven't won in 7 games, when you've dropped your last 2 after 5 straight draws, those are the types of things that don't go your way that make what potentially could be a loss that much more difficult. Because they're going to go to the hotel tonight, they're going to watch this game, they're going to see that it hit Becky's forearm, or not forearm, his bicep, in added time, and know they had the opportunity to score. And they would hope that whoever got pointed to the spot did a better job than Messi today.
They might have a chance here. And Lionel Messi, the soccer world, talking about his missed penalty kick. Energy FC again playing strong defense, and they'll try to keep this one away. Under a minute left in extra time. Atuahene, fresh legs, fires. It'll go out. If you're Atuahene there, you got about 40 seconds left. I think the first thought would be to pull it back. He wanted to go for the killer.
Yeah, not with that. I mean, he didn't plant the left foot properly, swept through the right foot. All you have to do is run out the clock. Not quite the same, but close to that basketball game. You know where I was going on that.
Ball to the sideline. There's so many comparisons. And
J.R. Smith.
Yes, not realizing if his team was up or not. This might be RJV's last shot here as we're past the 95th minute. Boot towards upfield, cleared out by Energy FC. As they're hoping for the officials to stop play here, they're going to let RJV have one more shot possibly. As the official holds up his index finger. Aguilar. Dalgavar now.
This should do it. This is RGV's last shot.
Padilla crossing pass, and it's headed out of play by Drew Becky.
Becky wasn't certain where his keeper was, so he did the smart thing of trying to clear it out. If Van Oekel had caught that ball, this game would be over.
Now RGV has one more shot here. Corner kick number 7. It's Saldivar. He boots it towards the center of the field, knocked back. A foot race for the ball. It looks like Energy FC is going to clear this one. At midfield, it's Gonzalez. Shake and bake beats the defender. All alone to the goal. He'll tap it in.
And for the first time in 2018, OKC has won 2 games in a row and 3 goals in a game.
He gets mugged by the Energy FC fans. How about that finish? Miguel Gonzalez, his first goal of the year, gives OKC Energy FC 3. They go up 3-1, and that's great for your home crowd to get a chance to interact with the players like that as well.
We talked about it earlier in the broadcast. For OKC, everything can start to break their way. This was the game that Steve Cook has been waiting for. They were behind, they tied it up. They got ahead and they put the exclamation point. I'm not even sure why we're starting it up. It's 3-1. We're 8 minutes into 5 minutes of added time. This is the candle on the cake for OKC. This is the game that can change the fortunes of their season. They've got a great upcoming schedule. They have 2 wins in a row. They get 3 goals for the first time. It was a gutsy performance. They come from behind. They win in front of their home fans. They can build on this. And then you look at the man of the match, and he was the guy that broke it open, Callum Ross.
Yeah, Ross, that big goal to start the second half, the Mass Mutual man of the match. Calvin Ross had that huge goal in the 50th minute to give his team that 2-1 lead.
Ross, man of the match, but it could have been a number of different guys in a white kit tonight.
Ross, the big goal. Here it is, that crossing pass from Radcliffe. OKC Energy FC take out RGV by 3-1 score. We'll break and come back.
When that hurricane hit, the entire community came together as a whole. It was such an overwhelming response to help others. No one thought that they were going to do this before it happened, and everyone just did it. I think that's the way that human nature should be looked at.
I'll stand by you. I'll stand by you. Won't let nobody hurt you. I'll stand by you.
A well's output is only as strong as landing the production stream. In extreme conditions, call for extreme durability. At Syntec, our engineers understand what matters. That's why we craft centralizers differently than anyone else in the industry. Laser cut from a single piece of special steel alloy. There's only one centralizer this strong. Syntec Centralizers, an international symbol of quality.
Welcome to the Energy FC postgame show brought to you by Syntec. What a great match for OKC, a 3-1 victory against RGV.
Yeah, Ryan, this was a game that they can really build on. This is a game they've been waiting for. First game of the season that they score 3 goals in. They do it at the end. The exclamation point, number 10, Gonzalez with his first of the season.
Let's have a look at some of those highlights, and it was actually RGV coming up with the first goal early on in this match to get on the board.
You see Van Oekel Van Oekel had to work hard tonight. There is no doubt about it. He earned his stripes in the nets. Gave up a goal at the 15-minute mark, but beyond that, he was absolutely outstanding. And this is a match that OKC is going to look back on. If they can make the playoffs this year, this was the game that they're going to look back on and say, this started everything.
Ontiveros got that early goal for RGV, and then on the other side, Sia just missed one there. Not quite in the right place at the right time, but he would get his revenge later on in this first half.
Yeah, he's right place, right time, right now from Burrell.
Beautiful kick to the back of the net. Burrell was there with the nice assist. And it started, though, with Jonathan Brown doing a nice job setting his teammate up.
Yeah, Brown stays fighting for that ball. That's one of those plays where soccer should be like hockey, where both guys get the assist. Dixon, this is one of a couple that he is going to have nightmares about tonight.
Yeah, Corti right there, and good pressure from Adams. Dixon had a shot, just a little bit too quick with it. And then on the other end, a shot there for RGV towards the end of that first half. They just couldn't finish it.
When RGV goes back and watches the tape on this, they're going to look at opportunities that went awry, and they're going to look at perfectly played corners from Rasmussen, and this time to Ross. He puts it in the back of the net. That was the 53rd minute. That was all they would need. But of course, a little bit, you're going to see on that last second push, you see RGV was trying everything they possibly could at the end of the match. And then it was just this breakaway. Gonzalez, the keeper, has been pulled. Keep going back to that hockey reference. And all Gonzalez has to do is just keep the ball, put it in the back of the net, and just put that fist up.
And it was a fun moment there for the Energy FC fans. Bruce, it was a big one. Your final takeaway from this big victory for OKC as they go into the next game on July 4th.
OKC, fireworks tonight, looking for fireworks on July 4th. Opportunity for them to build on this. For RGV, they just have to keep fighting.
Big one for OKC. They win 3-1 for Bruce Silverman. I'm Ryan Pierce. 3-1 the final. Energy FC wins. Great job by our crew. We'll see you next time.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League may not be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.